In this demo, we'll configure Static NAT. We see our topology here. We'll focus on the router that's providing internet connectivity. With Static NAT, we look at inbound traffic. In other words, we'll look at the server that has the IP address of 192.168.1.200 to ensure that it's visible and accessible to hosts on the internet. While Dynamic NAT is focused on providing outside access to internal hosts, Static NAT is concerned with providing outsiders access to internal resources. Again, we're focusing on inbound versus outbound traffic. To accomplish this, we have to create a static NAT mapping on this router to represent this server with a known consistent public IP address. Let's look at the configuration. We're on the router. We'll begin with the basic NAT configuration, which includes designating the inside and outside NAT interfaces. We'll configure interface F00 for the inside NAT. We'll configure interface F01 with outside NAT. Next, we'll create a static NAT translation to represent the internal server. We'll type IP-NAT inside source static, followed by the IP address of the server, 192.168.1.200, followed by the public address to represent it on the router. We'll type 200.1.1.200 for the public address. Press Enter. If you have multiple internal hosts, such as servers that need to be reachable from the outside, you could repeat this command for as many hosts as you have. Let's repeat the command we just entered for a server with the IP address 192.168.1.201. Let's type IP-NAT inside source static 192.168.1.201. We represent that server with a unique public IP address, so we'll add 200.1.1.201 as the public address and press Enter. Keep in mind, these public IPs must match the network of the outside interface of your NAT router. Now, let's look at the NAT translations. Even though we haven't sent any traffic through the router yet, you can see that the two static entries we created are already in the table. Anyone trying to reach that internal server with a private IP of 192.168.1.200 would do so by connecting to 200.1.1.200. That public IP is referenced in public DNS records. NAT translation allows external users to use the public IP addresses to gain access to internal resources, even though those resources have private IP addresses. That's it for this demo. In this demo, we configured Static NAT on a Cisco router.